Welcome to Ari Coins News. Today, we are uncovering the incredible story of the legendary 1860 and 1861 Indian head cents, two historic 1-cent coins that witnessed one of America's most dramatic eras. Discover their fascinating history, collector appeal, rarity, and the secrets that make these classic coins unforgettable. Let's begin. Let's get started. Step 1. In 1860, Indian head cent is not just a 1-cent coin. It is a remarkable survivor from a nation on the edge of profound change. Every authentic example has lived through the Civil War era, the Industrial Revolution, 2 world wars, and countless generations of collectors. What seems like a simple penny today is actually a miniature time capsule, preserving the craftsmanship, culture, and ambitions of 19th century America in a single piece of metal. Suddenly, one date changes everything. The year 1860 marked an important evolution in the Indian head cent series because the reverse design was changed from the earlier laurel wreath to a new oak wreath topped with a Union shield. This redesign gave the coin a stronger and more distinctly American appearance. The shield symbolized unity at a time when political tensions were rising across the country, making the 1860 issue an especially meaningful chapter in United States coinage. Hidden within the graceful portrait on the front is an artistic vision that has fascinated collectors for generations. The coin was designed by James Barton Longacre, the chief engraver of the United States Mint. Although many people casually refer to the portrait as a Native American, the design actually depicts Lady Liberty wearing a Native American-style feathered headdress. Longacre created this symbolic figure to represent liberty in a uniquely American style, blending classical ideals with imagery inspired by the nation's heritage. Turn the coin over, and a masterpiece of symbolism immediately comes into view. The elegant oak wreath surrounding the denomination, 1 cent, represents strength and endurance, while the Union shield above it reflects national unity. These details were carefully chosen during a period when the United States faced growing divisions that would soon erupt into the Civil War. Every element of the reverse design tells a story far greater than its small size suggests, reminding us that even everyday currency can reflect the hopes and challenges of an entire nation. Perhaps the greatest mystery surrounding the 1860 Indian head cent is not how many were minted, but how many have survived in exceptional condition. Millions entered circulation, yet decades of daily use wore away their finest details. Today, collectors carefully examine the feathers, the word liberty on the headdress, the diamonds on the ribbon, and the sharpness of the oak leaves to judge preservation. While circulated examples are often affordable, coins with original surfaces, strong mint luster, and high certified grades from services such as PCGS or NGC can command significantly higher prices, making them prized additions to advanced collections around the world. As America moved closer to one of the most defining chapters in its history, the 1860 Indian head cent quietly entered the pockets of ordinary citizens. Merchants accepted it for daily purchases, children treasured it as spending money, and families relied on it in local markets. Within a year, the Civil War would begin, and many of these very coins would continue circulating through uncertain times. Because of this, every surviving 1860 Indian head cent serves as a silent witness to a nation standing at the edge of monumental change. Beneath its warm bronze appearance lies another fascinating story. The 1860 Indian head cent was struck in an alloy made primarily of copper with a small amount of tin and zinc, giving it a distinctive color and durability compared with many earlier U.S. cents. This composition was used before the mint later changed to bronze during the Civil War years. Even the metal itself reflects the technological and economic decisions of the era, making the coin interesting not only for its design, but also for its place in the evolution of American coinage. Few collectors realize how much preservation influences the importance of this coin. Two 1860 Indian head cents may share the same date, yet their values can differ dramatically because of condition. Experts closely inspect the word liberty on the headdress, the individual feathers, the curls in Liberty's hair, and the sharpness of the oak wreath on the reverse. Coins with original surfaces and strong details are far more desirable than cleaned or heavily worn examples, which is why professional grading has become such an essential part of the modern coin market. Beyond its appearance, the 1860 Indian head cent represents a turning point in American artistic expression. James Barton Longacre's design broke away from the purely classical styles that had dominated much of the nation's earlier coinage. By combining Lady Liberty with a feathered headdress and introducing the bold oak wreath reverse, he created a design that collectors still recognize instantly more than 160 years later. This lasting popularity is one reason the Indian head cent remains among the most beloved series in United States numismatic history. More than a century and a half after it left the Philadelphia Mint, the 1860 Indian head cent continues to attract collectors, historians, and enthusiasts from around the world. Its appeal is not built on myths or exaggerated claims, but on authentic history, elegant design, and remarkable survival. While ordinary circulated examples are generally accessible, high-grade certified coins with exceptional eye appeal are much scarcer and can command substantially higher prices at auction. Every genuine 1860 Indian head cent reminds us that even the smallest coin can preserve an extraordinary chapter of American history for future generations. Against all odds, the 1860 Indian head cent has completed a journey that very few objects from its era can claim. More than 160 years after it was struck, it still exists in collections, museums, and family heirlooms across the world. Every authentic coin has survived wars, economic crises, natural disasters, and generations of changing owners. That incredible survival is one of the reasons collectors see this coin as much more than an old penny. It is a lasting connection to 19th century America. Surprisingly, not every 1860 Indian head cent is equally difficult to find. Millions were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, but decades of heavy circulation dramatically reduced the number of examples with sharp details and original surfaces. Today, collectors compete most strongly for coins that display full feather detail, a clear liberty on the headdress, attractive natural color, and minimal wear. These qualities become increasingly rare as the grade improves, making exceptional specimens stand out in the marketplace. Deep inside the world of numismatics, authenticity is considered just as important as rarity. Because valuable classic coins attract attention, experienced collectors rely on respected grading services such as PCGS and NGC to confirm authenticity and evaluate condition. These organizations carefully examine every detail, helping buyers distinguish genuine coins from altered or counterfeit examples. A certified coin often inspires greater confidence and can be easier to buy, sell, or include in a serious collection. Beyond its collector value, the 1860 Indian head cent carries a remarkable artistic legacy. James Barton Longacre created a design that remained in production for nearly half a century, from 1859 through 1909. Few American coin designs have enjoyed such a long and influential life. Its elegant portrait, symbolic headdress, and distinctive reverse inspired generations of collectors and helped establish the Indian head cent as one of the most recognizable coins in United States history. As the story of the 1860 Indian head cent unfolds, its greatest treasure is not simply its age or its appearance, but the history it represents. It reminds us of a nation approaching one of its most defining moments while striving to express unity, identity, and progress through its coinage. Whether found in circulated condition or preserved in remarkable mint state, every genuine example carries a unique story that has endured for more than a century and a half, continuing to inspire collectors who appreciate the remarkable journey of America's classic 1-cent coin. Now imagine this remarkable coin appearing at a major coin auction after being carefully preserved for generations. The excitement among collectors would not come from the coin's age alone, but from its originality, eye appeal, and state of preservation. Specialists examine every detail under magnification, searching for strong feather lines, a complete liberty on the headdress, attractive natural color, and untouched surfaces. These characteristics separate an ordinary collectible from an extraordinary survivor, making exceptional examples highly respected within the numismatic community. Through the passing of generations, the 1860 Indian head cent has become a symbol of patience and preservation. Countless coins from its era were lost, melted, damaged, or worn beyond recognition, yet some escaped that fate through careful storage and appreciation. Every beautifully preserved specimen reminds collectors that history can survive when people recognize its importance. It is this remarkable journey, rather than exaggerated stories, that gives the coin its lasting appeal. Somewhere today, an authentic 1860 Indian head cent may still rest inside an old family collection, a forgotten coin album, or a small wooden box filled with inherited keepsakes. Discoveries like these continue to excite collectors because each newly found coin has its own history. While most examples are valued according to their condition and authenticity, the thrill of uncovering a genuine 19th century US coin remains one of the greatest experiences in coin collecting. Long after it stopped circulating, the 1860 Indian head cent continued influencing American numismatics. Historians admire it for its connection to a pivotal period in the nation's history. Artists praise its balanced and elegant design, and collectors appreciate its enduring popularity. More than 160 years later, it remains one of the cornerstone coins of classic United States coin collecting, proving that thoughtful design and historical significance can create a legacy that lasts for centuries. In the end, the true greatness of the 1860 Indian head cent cannot be measured by its size alone. This small 1-cent coin represents American craftsmanship, artistic vision, historical change, and remarkable survival across generations. Whether it is a modest circulated example or a beautifully preserved certified specimen, every genuine 1860 Indian head cent carries a story that continues to inspire collectors around the world. It stands today not merely as an old coin, but as a timeless reminder that even the smallest pieces of history can leave the greatest impression. Step 2. The 1861 Indian head cent is not simply an old penny, it is a silent survivor from the very beginning of the American Civil War. Every authentic example has traveled through more than 160 years of history, witnessing a nation divided, rebuilt, and transformed into a global power. This small bronze-colored coin once passed through the hands of ordinary citizens who faced uncertainty every single day, making it one of the most emotionally significant coins ever produced by the United States Mint. The date 1861 becomes much more than a number. It marks the year in which the Civil War officially began, forever changing the future of the United States. While soldiers prepared for battle and families worried about an uncertain tomorrow, the Philadelphia Mint continued striking Indian head cents for everyday commerce. Every genuine 1861 coin represents a remarkable connection to those historic moments, reminding collectors that even a simple 1-cent piece can preserve the memory of an entire generation. Hidden within the elegant portrait on the front is one of the greatest artistic achievements in 19th century American coinage. The design was created by James Barton Longacre, chief engraver of the United States Mint. Although many people refer to the figure as a Native American, the portrait actually represents Lady Liberty wearing a feathered headdress inspired by Native American imagery. Longacre blended symbolism and artistry to create a design that would become one of the most recognizable in American numismatic history. Turn the coin over, and another powerful message begins to unfold. Surrounding the words 1 cent is a beautifully detailed oak wreath crowned by a Union shield. This reverse design had been introduced just 1 year earlier, in 1860, and by 1861, its symbolism carried even greater importance. At a time when the nation struggled to remain united, the shield served as a visual reminder of strength, endurance, and hope. Few coins reflect the emotions of their era as clearly as the 1861 Indian head cent. Few people realize that every surviving 1861 Indian head cent has overcome incredible odds. Many examples circulated heavily during the Civil War, when coins were desperately needed for everyday transactions. Others disappeared through damage, corrosion, or simple neglect over the decades. Because of this, collectors today place great importance on coins that still display clear details, original surfaces, and natural color. Every well-preserved specimen represents not only careful ownership, but also an extraordinary journey through history. Look beyond its modest size, and you will discover remarkable craftsmanship. Collectors carefully study the feathers on Liberty's headdress, the tiny word Liberty on the headband, the curls in her hair, and the intricate oak leaves on the reverse. These details reveal how well the coin has survived over the past century and a half. Coins with sharp design elements and original mint luster are significantly more desirable than heavily worn or cleaned examples, making condition one of the most important factors in determining collector value. More than 160 years after it left the Philadelphia Mint, the 1861 Indian head cent continues to capture the imagination of historians and collectors across the world. Its lasting appeal is not based on myths or impossible claims, but on genuine historical importance, exceptional design, and the remarkable story it carries. Every authentic coin serves as a miniature time capsule, connecting today's collectors with one of the most defining years in American history and proving that even the smallest coin can preserve an unforgettable legacy. As the thunder of the Civil War echoed across the United States, the 1861 Indian head cent quietly became one of the nation's most trusted everyday coins. It passed through general stores, railway stations, local markets, and family businesses, helping Americans buy food, supplies, and necessities during an uncertain time. While newspapers recorded history in ink, these coins recorded history through circulation. Every worn edge and softened detail reflects countless transactions made during one of the most challenging periods the country had ever faced. Hidden beneath its historic appearance lies another fascinating detail that many people overlook. The 1861 Indian head cent was struck in a copper-nickel alloy, giving it a slightly lighter color and greater weight than the bronze Indian head cents introduced a few years later. This composition makes the early issues of the series instantly recognizable to experienced collectors. The change to bronze in 1864 reflected wartime economic needs, making the 1861 issue one of the last representatives of the heavier copper-nickel era. Imagine placing two authentic 1861 Indian head cents side by side. Both carry the same historic date, yet their values could be dramatically different. One may have spent decades in circulation, leaving only faint traces of the original design, while the other may have been carefully preserved with sharp feathers, visible liberty, and attractive natural surfaces. In the world of coin collecting, preservation often determines desirability, and even small differences in condition can significantly influence market value. Beyond its historical importance, the 1861 Indian head cent is admired as one of the artistic masterpieces of 19th-century American coinage. James Barton Longacre succeeded in creating a design that balanced beauty with symbolism. The portrait of Liberty wearing a feathered headdress and the oak wreath crowned by a Union shield combined to produce a uniquely American coin that remained in circulation for decades. Its timeless design continues to inspire collectors, artists, and historians around the world. Few collectors understand that originality is one of the greatest treasures a historic coin can possess. Over many decades, some Indian head cents were cleaned, polished, or altered in ways that reduced their collector appeal. Experienced numismatists look for natural color, untouched surfaces, and honest signs of age rather than artificial brightness. A coin that has remained original throughout its life often commands greater respect and stronger demand because it preserves the authentic appearance intended by the United States Mint. Across today's numismatic market, authenticity has become just as important as rarity. Professional grading companies such as PCGS and NGC carefully examine coins to verify that they are genuine while assigning standardized grades based on preservation. Certified examples provide buyers with confidence and help establish fair market values. For collectors investing in historic American coins, certification offers reassurance that the piece they own has been professionally evaluated and accurately identified. More than a century and a half after it was minted, the 1861 Indian head cent continues to earn admiration for reasons that extend far beyond its face value. It represents a nation confronting extraordinary challenges while continuing to produce beautiful and meaningful coinage for everyday life. Whether found in a family collection, displayed in a museum, or preserved inside a certified holder, every genuine 1861 Indian head cent stands as a remarkable reminder that history is sometimes preserved in the smallest objects imaginable. Now picture an exceptional 1861 Indian head cent appearing at a major coin auction after spending generations carefully preserved in a private collection. The excitement surrounding such a coin is not created simply because it is old, but because it has retained the original beauty that time has stolen from so many others. Collectors study the sharpness of Liberty's feathers, the clarity of the word liberty, the smoothness of the fields, and the natural color that only genuine age can produce. These qualities separate an ordinary historical coin from one that becomes the centerpiece of an advanced collection. Through decades of changing tastes and collecting trends, the 1861 Indian head cent has never lost its place among America's most admired classic coins. New collectors often begin their journey with the Indian head series because it combines history, artistry, and affordability, while experienced numismatists continue searching for exceptional examples with outstanding eye appeal. This lasting demand has helped preserve the coin's reputation for more than a century and a half. Deep inside every authentic 1861 Indian head cent is a story that no document or photograph can fully capture. This coin witnessed the beginning of the Civil War, the reunification of the nation, technological revolutions, and the passing of generations. Unlike books that remain on shelves, this coin traveled from hand to hand, becoming part of everyday life before eventually finding its way into collections where its historical importance could finally be appreciated. One of the greatest lessons this remarkable coin teaches is that true value is determined by far more than age alone. The date, originality, condition, strike quality, and authenticity all work together to define its importance in the collector market. While many circulated examples remain accessible to collectors, beautifully preserved certified pieces with strong detail and natural surfaces are much scarcer and can command significantly stronger prices because of their rarity within higher grades. As historians continue studying America's coinage, the 1861 Indian head cent remains an enduring symbol of resilience and craftsmanship. James Barton Longacre's design successfully captured the spirit of a young nation while creating one of the most recognizable 1-cent coins ever produced by the United States Mint. More than 160 years later, its artistic beauty and historical significance continue to inspire admiration from collectors across the world. In the end, the true greatness of the 1861 Indian head cent cannot be measured by its small size or modest face value. It represents survival through one of the most turbulent chapters in American history, preserving memories of a nation struggling to remain united. Every genuine example carries a remarkable journey that stretches across generations, reminding us that even the smallest piece of currency can become a priceless witness to history. Its enduring legacy proves that some of the world's most meaningful treasures are those that quietly survive the passage of time. Before we conclude today's journey, thank you for spending your valuable time with RE Coins News. We hope the incredible story of the 1861 Indian head cent has given you a deeper appreciation for the history hidden inside America's classic coins. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like this video, subscribe to RE Coins News, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next exploration into the fascinating world of rare and historic coins. Share this video with fellow collectors, leave your thoughts in the comments below, and remember, every old coin has a story waiting to be discovered. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.